It's Tynee Talks right here. We gonna talk about it right here. I'm gonna talk about everything you like. I'm gonna make it real quick, cause it's Tynee Talks. And I'm gonna talk about it. Yeah, cause it's Tynee Talks. And I'm gonna talk about it. And welcome to the Tynee Talks podcast, the podcast that educates and entertains, the podcast where you come to laugh and, of course, learn. I am your host, Tynee Sims Rogers, because, you know, I'm married now, so that's that. I have a really exciting episode today with some phenomenal people and guests. These my boys, my family a little bit. We family out here.
Be time for life.
we hail from Fly City, but today's episode is entitled HBCU Only, and I have the sole proprietor and founder of HBCU Only and his partner in crime, Stacey. I have Mr. Michael Smith and Stacey Williams. Welcome to Tynee Talks, guys.
We need some streamers.
The whole nine. Let me tell y'all a little bit about HBCU Only. HBCU Only was started by Michael Smith, who is a serial entrepreneur and philanthropist. And when we say serial entrepreneur, this guy has dibbled and dabbled in everything. He travels the world. His skin is glowing. I mean... Oh, that ain't a glow, that's sweat.
I got a bald head.
But Michael has done everything from building your credit to small businesses here and there, helping other people build their credit, helping other people build their businesses. And of course, like I said, he's a world traveler. And not only that, he is an alum of an HBCU. And then we got my man, Stacey Williams, who I've known since middle school. The man, the myth, and the legend himself.
All in one.
Stace Dub Hendricks Williams.
Yeah.
And so HBCU Only specializes in high quality, one of a kind HBCU pieces, products, logos, and I love their tagline. And that's not it. Lord, I didn't put the wrong thing up. Jesus. But they specialize in high quality, one of a kind logos, and they say that they are raising the bar for HBCU celebrations. Pew, 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 pew. So tell me a little bit more about that, Michael. Tell me how you started HBCU Only and why you feel like you're raising the bar for HBCU celebrations. And tell us a little bit about your background as well.
Okay. So the brand initially started because I was looking for balloons for my niece for graduation. And so what happened was I was going to Google, I went to Etsy, I went to Party City, and there were no specific HBCU branded balloons. So no Texas Southern, no Tennessee State, no Florida A&M. And I was like, okay, that's a problem. That's a problem because we should have specific items to celebrate our achievements. Right. Absolutely. So when we graduate, we need balloons, right? We should have balloons. We should have banners. We should have things that are readily available to us. And so I saw a need for it. I did a couple tests, did a few product tests and people liked it. And it really just started to snowball, So as of now, if anybody else produces these type of products, they stole it from us.
Thieves.
The thieves. So I love that the tagline is raising the bar for HBCU celebrations because you guys have been celebrating and throwing celebrations since y'all done came into the at least. So y'all, for y'all who don't know, back in the day, back when I was in high school, these guys had a production company for celebrations and parties and turning up called Foxy Productions. Yeah. And way before there was social media, back when there was only Black Planet out here on the scene, and back when there was only word of mouth and printed flyers on a Word document.
Word document. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to Mo.
Hey, Marcus used to print the flyers on Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
Right. And they would, you know, have a group. They back in the day, y'all, we used to take what was called like personality photos at school. So they would take their photo, like a group of them with their white tee, their freshest kicks, the flyest Jordans, or whatever they had on, whatever popping at the moment. Use that photo from the personality picture, slap it on the flyer. Obviously, Mo put it on Microsoft Paint, and then you had a Foxy Production with PWI, which means prices will increase. Not they may increase, they increase it.
Oh, they will.
They will. They will. Hey, today, you know what's funny? Let me piggyback that. So look, it's so funny. The people that came up before us throwing parties, they used to always use PMI.
Mm-hmm.
Prices may increase, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got to talking to him. I say, man, the price going up. So me and Mike was talking one day. I was like, hey, we're gonna change the M to a W because the price is gonna increase. Sure.
For sure.
So our very first party at Pierce Park.
I was there. Y'all wasn't there, but I was.
So Stacey tells the best story about how we came up with that and like the map. So I'm gonna tell you,
we're gonna like this like a segue and everything. So just give like a background to me and Mike. So like the first time we had a party was actually for Mike's birthday. 16th birthday. It was 10th grade, no, 17, whatever year it was. We played Southwestern that day. So we had
16.
It was at Pierce Park, right? Yeah. Mike drew. I'm gonna find the flyer and send it to you when I get home. You're gonna laugh. But on the back of the flyer, Mike actually drew a map of how to get there.
No, I had it.
Nobody knew.
Had the flyer.
Nobody knew what
because you had to go through the golf course. So
yeah.
And but we in Kinko's, and they were like, "How people gonna find?" I was like, "Give me that."
Like, it wasn't no Google Maps. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of the above. So it was like, how do we do it? And it's like a ruler and a pencil is what Mike drew. And Mike he can't draw, but he can draw better than me. So it's like the little houses. When you go back and look at it, like this is Mike penmanship on the back of the flyer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and from that day on, it just was like the way we came up with Foxy. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But us just getting started to throwing the parties and just, you know what I'm saying, being able to do it. It was like Mike was the football player, the track star, you know what I'm saying? I just knew everybody.
You knew everybody, and you came from creative expression. Shout out to Bruce Bradley, Sheila Graham. So you already had a little cachet out here in these streets.
Yeah, but this thing though, I only tap danced for 1 year though.
But you made a hell of a
my dogs, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it was just kind of like it was a need because like the people that did it before me was DJ Handles, them, Clyde, the Camp Productions, and all them, and on Swole, and it was like it's kind of like the HBCU Only. It was a need for it. Like we didn't have nothing to do in Flint. Like what did we have to do?
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna segue into. That you guys always found a need. To your point, there wasn't much for. Like we as adults now can look back into our memories and pull out our memory banks and remember those Foxy production parties, the step show after parties, the going to Clio Road after a game, the McDonald's parties. But there was a need because there was a lot of teens in the city at this time. Flint was kind of on the decline, but still thriving. The shop was still booming. Hurley, all 4 high schools were still open. And so there were a lot of teens in the city. There was a lot of death and killings going on in the city. And so you guys provided an alternative to celebrations for us to be able to have a good, fun, wholesome, safe space. Y'all always had, not only did y'all have PWI on the flyers, y'all always had tight security will be there.
Snatch them up tight.
Tight security will be there, and you all met a need. And I just feel like that entrepreneurial spirit from high school, that energy of having a celebration has transcended and has landed you all here with HBCU Only. So can you talk about the energy of that? You talked about your niece's birthday party, but why is it important to have our representation of the maroon and white from Texas Southern, or the royal blue and white from DU, to have those type of colors, as instead of the mainstream maize and blue or the Florida Gators? Why is it so important to have that energy of celebrating us?
I would say that, there's a certain spirit with HBCUs. Like if you went to one, you get it. Like there's no other experience like going to an HBCU. You know, whether it's homecoming, standing in line for registration, getting purged from a class,
financial aid,
like, you know, the whole thing, like the 360 of it. It's special, you know. And then you finally get to the end, and you should be celebrated, right? So you should have a specific way to express that, and you should be able to go to Party City. You should be able to go to Walmart. You should be able to go to Sam's Club, you know, all these major distribution centers, these major companies, and buy our stuff. But it wasn't available. So now you guys can come to us. You know, we understand it. Like, we get it. Like,
we get it. Like, I mean, as alumni, it's like when Mike got to talking to me about the balloons, I was in Michigan, so I seen my whole family went to Michigan State, except for like one of my sisters. Everybody else went to Michigan State. So like, it's Michigan State everything. Balloons, socks, lights, cameras, whatever you want. I mean, and I'm like, dang, Mike, you right. There's no need, there's nothing for us that we can go and be like, yo, I like this Texas Southern thing. Like, even with us having the rugs, like, as an alumni, I got a man cave. So I can't decorate it I'm not gonna decorate in Michigan State. I didn't go there. I love Michigan State, but I didn't go there. So it's not gonna be the same. But me to have a room of Texas Southern, my kids only know HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with my daughter, like, our kids only know HBCUs because that's what we take them, that's what we teach them, and it ain't like to steer their mind away from anything else. But their parents went to HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know nothing else. Like, I know that I ain't going to no PWI homecoming.
Right.
I went to both schools. I've had both experiences. I started at Dillard University in New Orleans, Louisiana, 2601 Gentilly Boulevard. One of the greatest experiences of my life.
I know that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And to this day, you know, me and my college roommate, we locked in, and it hones something in you. It brews something in you. The HBCU experiences produces a pride in you that they tell you in the classroom. They're going to teach you as if you're one of their children, or if you're their niece or their nephew. We didn't have a dorm director. We had a dorm mother. So when you put that mother moniker there, there's a certain level of safety there for you, that they're going to look out for you. Why you ain't getting up going to class? Did you make curfew? You know, curfew was a thing at an HBCU where that wasn't there for a PWI, especially for your freshman and sophomore years. They wanted to kind of hold on to you before you transcended up to the upperclassmen that you were, that for that level of maturity, because you're coming in there green-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I feel like at PWIs though, you more of a number than as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, going to Texas Southern, I met people that knew other people I knew, like in the like administration, that only knew like people from Flint. Hey, you know, you as opposed to me being number 55555, it was, hey, Mr. Williams, how you doing? You know, it was way more personal. Even when I see my professors now that I used to go to school with, they still, hey, Mr. Williams, how you doing? Hey, Stacey, how you doing? It's not that I don't know you. You know what I mean? So it was way more personable, where we can have a conversation about life, situations, school, whatever the case may be, whatever situation you was in, you had a mother, auntie, uncle, brother, sister figure in your life, as opposed to a teacher just saying, hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like it was easy? Like, if you're having some personal trauma in your life, right? We come from Flint, so trauma could be anything. One of the friends you were just friends with your whole life, you can get that call that they were murdered. I remember my freshman year of college, literally 3 months to the day that we graduated high school. We graduated on June 2nd, 2003. September 2nd, 2003, while I'm away at Dillard, Antonio Fisher was murdered.
Yep.
Cold-blooded in the middle of the street. And you know what I mean? So we got those types of things. And I just feel like at a HBCU, you could go to somebody and they're not looking at you like, oh my God, you're ghetto, or you come from this crazy place. They are more comforting to you than having to share that experience with your PWI professor.
I mean, I'll say even with that. So like the day 2 days before I graduated, Puncho got killed. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing, me and Puncho was friends since elementary. And I had to take a final that day. Like, literally, I found out. Tay called me Tay, shout out to Tay.
Shout out to Tay.
Morehouse.
Yeah, Morehouse in the Morehouse on the way too. But Tay called me because I didn't know, because Mike then was coming in town. I was graduating. My mom then was in town. And honestly and truly, I was picking up Louise Beasley from the airport when I found out Puncho had died.
Weezy.
You know what I'm saying? Picking her up, and she'd tell you, like, I got quiet. I had to go take a test. Like, but I went in, took the test, and everybody that knew me was like, yo, Stacey a little different. Like, I'm in class balling.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even take the test. The professor say, you know what? I ain't never seen you like this. What happened? I said, yo, one of my best friends just got killed. They was like, come take the test when you can. Go home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at a PWI, it would have been more like, you gonna finish the test?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
finish this, no excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. Like, but like, I say, I'm 30 minutes removed from finding out one of my longest friends in my life had just been murdered. You know what I'm saying? It was different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I tried to take the test. I couldn't.
Yeah. So
I get that. Like, it was definitely like more of a family than it is like when you go to a homecoming for HBCU, it's not a homecoming, it's a family reunion.
It really is.
For sure. For sure.
Family reunion, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the barbecue, you got the soul music playing, whatever the case may be. It's hey, what's up? Right. You make these friends and y'all become friends for life.
For a lifetime. And I can really attest to that. I went to Dillard, so we didn't have a football team. We celebrated homecoming in a different way through the basketball team. But I had the honor and pleasure to go to FAMU's homecoming with my husband because he's a rattler. Strike. We kicked y'all butt. We kicked y'all. We whipped y'all.
First off, no we. It's he. All right.
I'm an honorary rattler. y'all had us. I'm an honorary rattler. Y'all had us in the first 2 quarters, but we knocked y'all out the park.
Hey, wait the basketball season.
Okay, we gonna run it back. But I went to his homecoming for the first time, and it was just the atmosphere, the smell of you said, the barbecue, the vendors, unauthorized vendors all up and down the road. And they're not gonna stop you from making that money. You know what I mean? And I took my husband to U of M's homecoming, and it was a complete difference. It wasn't the smell of barbecue. There was no unauthorized vendors being able to get their cake. You know what I mean? It wasn't that random wino who everybody know be walking on the campus.
And nobody's scared of.
Right. That no one's scared of, that wishes you well. And you know what I mean? Like, none of that. There was a difference. And for me being not attending fam, but the people there welcoming me into the fold as his wife, And so now I'm an honorary rattler. Strike.
Next weekend we'll be at the Florida Classic. Well, I don't know when this is airing, but the Florida Classic is
the 16, 17, 18, somewhere
that weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys will be vending there. So tell me a little bit about more. Not only can they find your products at HBCUonly.com, you can see it across the banner there, but where are you going to get the word out about HBCU Only and just spreading that love that only a HBCU alum or person experience it can spread?
Yeah. So for the next 30 days, 60 days, it's gonna be crazy. So this weekend is Florida Classic. I'm sorry, no, this weekend is Honeyland. Here in Texas, but again, I don't know when this is airing. But so this weekend is Honeyland. Next weekend is Florida Classic. Weekend after that is Bayou Classic. Weekend after that is SWAC Championship in Tallahassee. I think the weekend after that is the 16th, but I don't know exactly where we're gonna be. But well, what we're doing is we're going to these venues because we want to connect with the people. We just don't want to be a brand that's online and some people know about it, some people don't. We really want you to understand what this is. So for the next 30 days we're gonna be busy. So it's important. What we're doing is important.
Love that, because you don't have a brick and mortar and you are exclusively online at this present time, because we're going to see you everywhere. You're going to be a household name. I like that you have taken the stand of, we want to get out there and reach the people. That right there shows that you were groomed and bred at an HBCU, the other TSU, because that's something that is said often. You got to be able to touch the people, feel the people, see the people. At the HBCU, you're not taught to necessarily be on that high horse. You got to come. I remember being at Dillard. I was on a committee where we would any leftover food that we had left in the cafeteria, we would take that food and give it to the kids in the neighborhood where they can come if they, didn't have the means.
For
And
sure.
so the fact that you want to come and touch the people and let them know, hey, I'm the owner of this. And I'm just like you. I've been in the same spots that you've been in. I've had that shared experience. I think that is a great sentiment for HBCU Only and speaks to the nature of HBCUs.
You know what? Like this thing is really growing to the point to where it's developing its own spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it started off with balloons, and then people started buying the balloons, and then it kind of snowballed into rugs, and then it snowballed into hand fans, and now we're starting to get other products like jackets, umbrellas. Yeah, so this thing is really like taking off, and I'm excited about it. Like I can't, March Madness is on the way.
Oh yeah.
We already in November, so what? 90 days? We're gonna be, deep in basketball season, right?
Yeah, you got to go to CIAA for sure.
Oh yeah, we on.
When is that?
That's in North Carolina. That's a big. Where,
but when?
Oh, it's usually in February. February, March. Yeah, somewhere around that time.
Yeah, we're going to that. For sure.
That's a no-brainer. So with you being a serial entrepreneur, Michael, and the way HBCU Only is taking off in this manner, do you feel like this is your niche? Do you think that this is the one that's going to catapult you to where you want to be as far as an entrepreneur?
Yeah. And for a few reasons. Like I feel like this one is personal. You know what? I don't want to say it's personal, but I can feel the connection. This is one of those things that I can do for the rest of my life, and I can pass down to my daughter and his children. We can do this for forever, because there's always going to be graduations, there's always going to be homecomings, there's always going to be birthdays. And the more that we start to cultivate this thing, like it's, this is it. Like this is what I want to do. Yes, I have done a lot of things. Yes. Yes, I have done a lot.
Yes,
of things.
Stanley.
But this is like, I feel good about this one. I love the responses. If we make a mistake, which rarely happens, but people get praise. It feels good. Like we accidentally sent prime example. I sent someone bought a fan. It was the wrong kind of fan. She wanted a green AKA fan. I sent her a green fan. She emailed me. She's like, "Hey, I got the wrong fan." So I hit her up. I emailed her. She didn't respond for a few hours. So I called her, and I was like, "Hey, this is Mike, HBCU Only. What's up? I wanted to just make sure we get you the right fan." She was like, "Is this $1? Like, is this a fake call?" I was like, "No, like, it's me. Do you want your right fan or not?"
that was that Flint in you saying it like that.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my God." She like nudged her husband. She's like, "My husband's an alpha. He right here." She was like, "I didn't think you guys would do this." I was like, "Hey, we got you. Like, this is how it is at HBCU Only. Like, we good. Like, we
good. That customer service is top notch at HBCU.
For sure,
top notch.
So I love that you said that you went out of your way to contact this person who had a different order than what she expected, right. And you made it your mission to personally reach out to her. Is it important to you as a Black business and the flack that Black businesses catch to provide that top-notch service? And what are you doing to combat the myths and stereotypes of Black businesses being low on customer service, or all the negative stereotypes?
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that, when it comes to Black businesses, we have this standard, like this super high standard of you can't make mistakes. You can't, mess up in any kind of way. But if we're Louis, Gucci, Fendi, Prada, any other of those high brands, it's okay. Like if I sent you a wrong person, I'm Louis, you'd be like, "Oh, it's okay. It's all right." But if I'm a Black brand, you're like, "Hey, you don't do this, you don't do that," but we good. So, it's important to get rid of that stigma, right? Because we all family, we mess up, but it's all good, and so now here we are, we getting the products out on time. If there's an issue, which rarely happens, then we fix it. This is what it is. Like, we'll fix it.
I love that you'll just fix it immediately. And I'm saying this to the listeners out there who are going to listen to this and watch this. Show Black businesses some grace, because to be human is to err. And there's going to be errors. If you've gone to Walmart, they err every day.
Yeah.
Every minute on the hour. Several stores I've gone into. I've gone into stores where I'm a proponent. I'm a person that when I walk in, you need to acknowledge me.
For sure.
And if you don't, I'm gonna walk out. And these are predominantly businesses that are non-Black, but people are not writing dissertations about their poor business or poor customer service. So in understanding that and listening to Stacey and Mike tell you about their brand, if they do make a mistake, understand that they will rectify it immediately, and they are trying to bring you the best quality service, and they're also trying to raise the bar for your own HBU celebrations. You mentioned AK and Alpha, so not only do you sell paraphernalia for the universities and colleges that are HBCUs, are you selling Divine Nine Greek items as well?
Somewhat, yeah. You know, not necessarily using their official stuff, but you know,
their colors. You're able to use their colors.
Stuff adjacent.
Let's say.
Listen, we don't want no lawsuits, so we gon'. I get
we'll wait. the thing of it is though, like this though, like when you think about HBCU, the first thing a lot of people think about, one of the first things people think about is the Greeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Greek, whether you Greek or non-Greek from an HBCU, you have that. You know what they are. You know what I'm saying? You know what they bring to the table. You know how close-knit they are in anything that they have to do. So you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we haven't really dove into the Greek stuff, but it's on the cusp because, like I say, that's a part of HBCU too. Like not knocking the PWR, Greek life, not at all. But it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. So like. There's no way you're gonna go to a homecoming at an HBCU and you ain't gonna see the AKAs, the Deltas, the Qs, the Alphas, all the Kappas. You're not gonna see them in about hundreds. Like if you ever go to like the big example, I'll tell you, like I went to Grambling homecoming one year. Shout out to Ed. I was out there with Ed.
Jeezy. EG.
When I tell you, Ed, that's my dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had never seen that many Omegas and Deltas in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. You know what I'm saying? It was half the yard. I was like, yo, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But it was just a different dynamic of HBCU. We on Grambling campus. You got all the Greeks out. They not into it. They are part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's ingrained in you to be like, all right, if you Greek or not Greek, you know about it. You want to know about it. You want them to be a part of it too, because that you've seen it. You've seen it the whole time you was in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, Tynee, you're AKA, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So really quick, shout out to Alpha Chi. Alpha Psi is AKAs at Tennessee State. Alpha Chi is Deltas at Tennessee State. Shout out to Marcus.
Alpha Theta
none greater. That's my man.
The Kappas.
Rosai at Tennessee State. Not gonna lie, you know, we'll get into that later.
This is another time.
No, I'll say it. I want it to be an Omega.
Okay, there's still time.
Oh yeah, we got time. Yeah. Both of us. We both got time.
Oh y'all.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I wanted to be a part of Omega Sci-Fi, and if it wasn't gonna be that, then I wasn't gonna do anything. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to jump back and forth. And I could have been an alpha and all that other stuff.
But your heart was not with them people.
Yeah.
I get it.
The heart is where Whittier stands.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
You're trying to be on that Whittier energy, trying to be a brave. I get it. I get it.
I'm sure all the Greeks gonna be on my ass, but Epsilon Alpha is the Zetas on our campus. And Alpha Beta chapter is the Sigma Gamma Rose. Like I like shouting out the female.
Obviously, you a ladies man.
No.
That ain't what I heard, family.
I would never be that.
I'm not shouting out no Greeks because I don't want.
We shout out to the Soulfly Zykai chapter of Africa Alpha Story Incorporated.
Okay.
But with that also being said, you know, we talked about the greatness of HBCUs and some of, you know, even the long lines and all this stuff. We know that HBCUs face challenges, specifically funding. Will a leg of HBCU only or percentage of sale go to TSU, since that is where your heart lies?
So not necessarily TSU specifically, but we will be creating a scholarship it's going to be a retention scholarship. And so basically what that means is if you're in school and you're going to get purged for $100, $200, $7, whatever it is, we're going to create a retention scholarship that's going to give you money so that you don't get kicked out, right? You don't get kicked out of school because you owe, again, $50.
A parking ticket.
Yeah, parking. Like,
right. Baby, don't even get me started on the
parking.
Yeah. But so there's so many facets to scholarships. You know what I'm saying? Like you can give a scholarship to go to college, to stay in college, to in school. So we're going to choose retention, and we want you to stay there. We want you to go there, stay there, graduate.
Yes,
that's what we want. Go there, stay there.
Graduate. And graduate. Don't just say I went there. We want to say I'm an alumni.
For sure.
I love that. I work in higher education as my full-time position, and so that's one of the main things that we focus on is retention from semester to semester, that matriculation piece. And so I'm glad you are focusing on that, because that is a piece that people don't understand, that little need right there, the $50 there, the $100 there, an extra piece of food, deciding on if you're going to get this book or some food or whatever, or that lab coat, or, some materials that you may need. So the fact that you are starting the retention, I think that's beautiful. That's lovely. It's needed. And we thank you for that on behalf of HBCUs everywhere. And so you're saying that this retention could be open to anybody as long as they can prove registration at an HBCU, correct?
Fact. Yeah. I mean, there'll be some details to it to qualify, but for sure. There's like over 80 HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we can't, service all of them, but, we're going to do our best.
You do your best. Okay. Or there's a way to do it. Like I said, if you could have like a GPA required, maybe 2.5 or higher, certain qualifications, and then the pool. But that's a whole nother conversation. We can get into it. But I do want to thank you guys so much for joining me today on Tynee Talks and learning about your brand, learning about your business, learning about HBCUonly.com. Don't nobody hustle harder than anybody from Flint. Flint hustles harder, and don't nobody party harder than Foxy Productions, because basically that's your parent company.
All right, so let me just say this. This is the most random. You said that. Like, what was your favorite Foxy party? I know what it is, but I want to hear you say it.
You really think so? Really? There's like two. One was at that Pierce, but I think at this time, Michael was away at school, but it was like you, Ed, but it was at Pierce, and like the walls was lit, and this was 2002.
Oh, you talking about that one?
Hey,
you know what I thought you was gonna say?
Wait, I got one more though. I got two.
What's the other one?
And there was one actually three. Wait, it was one at the Haskell. Not Hasselbrink, at the Haskell.
I remember that. I remember that.
When I tell you, oh my God, like, hello.
That's the day, Mo, when I dated my girlfriend in high school. Her and her friends came to the party, and Mo didn't let them in the party for free. And they was mad. I remember that party. I got cursed out.
It was a lot of fights that day. It was a lot of.
There was a lot. There was a lot that day. I remember that. We only had like two parties there, but the one, it was like one that was okay.
Yeah.
And it was that one.
Okay, yeah. So those are my two. And I want to say the third party, it may have not been y'all party, but it was a Thanksgiving party at Burston.
That was Tay party.
Oh, it slapped.
I think I came back to that.
That was Tay party. I remember that. I know. Yeah. But most people always tell me the Uchiwali Fiesta.
Oh, yeah.
At Masonic Temple. hey, so we hustled. Oh, okay. So we can say it now, because we hustled the Masonic Temple, because it was like, hey, you guys are gonna be having a party. It was like, yeah, it's only gonna be a few people.
A few.
So look, when we get to the end of this episode, I guarantee you, Tay gonna call you and be like, fuck them, right? I'm gonna tell you. So look, this is what's funny. No lie. I'm gonna tell you about the Uchiwali Fiesta, and then we whatever, right? So I got to school. I left school. I got the skill center. Me, Ed, and Mo had a class together. We in there talking like, let's have a party. Northern and somebody was playing in the playoffs or something like that, and then we had a game.
Wait, pause. Everybody, y'all got to understand, if Flint, like, basketball games was like going to an all-star weekend. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
If
But
anybody was playing, there had to be a celebration after.
Had to be. And look, this was playoffs, so you got to think about this. Like Mike's senior year, this is Mike's senior year, so this like when Quan, it was like a whole bunch of ballers in the city, right? Corey Santee and all them, right? So
shout out to Corey Santee. He live in the DMW.
That's my dog, man. That's my dog. Shout out to Corey. He a legend in Texas and at the crib. But me, Mo, and Ed was in there having a conversation in biology. Mr. Horsher.
Shout out to Mr. Horsher.
You know what I'm saying? And
I said the name
Horsher, right? We in there talking, and he was like, yeah, let's have a party Friday. I'm like, bet, let's do it. Tay and David Smith was having their annual birthday party the week after us. Mm-hmm. And they was like, Tay had told me, like, man, we got the little spot, Masonic Temple downtown by Haley. And I'm like, all right, that's a bet.
Not y'all didn't stole their venue.
We didn't stole their venue, but not really. But like when we went down there, like Mike looked old enough, and we had the money, so they never.
Now he an old looking senior.
I'm just saying. So we didn't have to take our parents down there to sign no paperwork. Mike, you know what I'm saying? Mike was old. He wasn't old enough, but he looked old enough, right? So they like, all right, bet. We like, oh, it's gonna be a couple
old face ass.
Yeah. Right. That's when he had hair though.
That nigga did look like he ran a Fortune 500 on his senior pictures.
That's what we doing.
I got a photo. You was fine though. You family.
When I say when we I remember because me and Tay talk about this shit like once a year. He's like, man, forget y'all, man. Y'all came. But Tay was having a party. We had so much shit. So many people came to the Uchiwali Fiesta. Like we literally charged people $50 getting this party.
I always was early because baby, you're not about to PWI me.
Yeah. Listen, like when I say we was charging 50, like we had to move JD 3 times this party from because it was that many people in there. Like we had no tables, no chairs.
Keep moving them back.
Yeah, we had to finally put him on the stage. Like it was crazy. And then like the next week, they called Tay and was like, "Hey, so we need to know how many people you're gonna have coming to this party. Yeah, you got to do pre-sale tickets." Tay was like, "Damn!" So Tay had to end up moving this party to Burston at the last minute because they was tripping at Masonic Temple because we did what we did. I'm saying, but that was a good day because that was the day the Concord Grays came out. Remember that?
Yeah. I remember. And shout out to the Masonics, man. Shout out to the Masons. So
shout out to the Masonic Temple. I won $300 at a talent show at the Masonic Temple. So shout out to them.
Shout out to the Masonics.
Shout out to y'all for being mature enough to still maintain y'all friendship, although that was a little kind of snake shit. Y'all was mature.
No, man, look. Because you gotta understand, like it was like Tatum had that. It is funny because like the party started planning the party on Wednesday. I never forget. It was Wednesday. I said, like, we got done, we got out of class, we ran into Mike. Mike, like, all right, I'm game, let's do it. We left, went to Mo crib, made the flyers. I started calling people.
Microsoft Paint.
Microsoft Paint, better believe it. Whatever he was using. We skipped school. It's crazy. We skipped school to go make the flyers. Went to Kinko's on Linden Road. You better believe it. Shout out to them. You feel me? Yeah. And then as we left Kinko's, we had, we started dropping the flyers off. Tatum had already started passing their flyers out, but they was having a party the week after.
Right. Wait a minute. We're aging ourselves, y'all. Kinko's don't even exist for real.
Well, FedEx bought them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Kinko's doesn't exist.
Hey, look. I'm gonna keep it how it was. It was Kinko's on Linden Road. All right, that was our spot. You feel me?
We were trying to figure out like what color to put on the flyer. It was like yellow, orange, green. We was like, all right, give us the green and yellow. We did a bunch of shit.
Yeah, he was like, hey, we used to make him cut them up, all that. Like, we didn't do none of this stuff. Like, we would go in there with like a sticky note and be like, hey, this is or Mo make one, and we'd be like, all right, look,
this is what we want.
We need 1,000 of these. And you got
when y'all make it big, y'all owe that Linden Road Kinko's something, a t-shirt,
right.
A free lunch.
No. You know why? Nope, because they ain't here no more. These new flyers, I can't even make a new flyer. Like I'm confused.
Hey, remember t-shirt? Man?
You can just use Canva now.
Yeah.
That's what we use.
Yeah, we use Canva.
Yeah, I shout out to Canva.
Tynee, you know T-shirt man?
That ain't his name.
He
made all our Foxy shirts.
Yeah, T-shirt man made all of our T-shirts.
Shout out to him. We don't know his name. Shout out to T-shirt man.
Real quick,
Wait, what street he live on? What street he live on?
It was
in the hood.
It was in the hood.
That shit was in the
But the north side or the south side?
North side.
North side.
Like I'm talking about over there by like Buck School type.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Hey, it was on Flint Park. It was on Flint Park.
Oh, wait, was it in that plaza?
There you go. Yeah. Right across the street from the little.
I think that's my friend Daddy.
It might be T-shirt man. Hey, tell him we need some shirt.
Hey, he still got locks. He ain't got no locks.
He died. He passed on.
Oh shit, did he?
That was our dude.
Yeah.
Hey, because Mike was so indecisive. He'd be like, "Hey, it'd be Thursday." He'd be like, "We having a party. Hey, let's go get some shirts." T-shirt man would be like, "Oh, I gotta charge you extra."
Yeah. Hey, T-shirt man fucked me over one time at a party. So T-shirt man printed out all our Foxy shirts, right? And so he gives me this one baby blue shirt.
It was bedazzled.
The shit was bedazzled.
Why y'all have Portia Daddy airbrush y'all some shirts?
Yeah, we was doing
airbrush king.
Hey, look, you know what? We weren't trying to do airbrush because we wanted something that we could wear. Like it's so funny. Like I still got Foxy shirts. I can't find my Foxy hoodie, but it was screen. That's when screen printing had just came out.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. Yeah. Like the money we was making, like why do some airbrush when we can spend an extra $20 and get T-shirt man done? Right. And shout out to Ronnie. Hey, no, Ronnie then from Powers made our logo. That's the funny thing about it. Like,
shout out to Ron G. You know that's my cuz. Shout out to Ron G.
Yeah, they made the fucking flyer.
Oh,
they made the design. We just look, real shit. Like, so you remember the strip club Foxy's off road? Yeah. That's where we got the name from.
Y'all was going in there as teenagers?
No, we was riding past. And we was like,
wait a minute, Michael gave a different.
I'm telling you that one. Yeah, well, we wasn't going to that one, but we was our first party. We on our way to Kinko's, and we like, yo, we gotta have something because you had Camp Productions, you had on Swole with JD and all them, and we like, what we gonna be called? We ride past. Mike was like, shit, Foxy Productions. I'm like, all right, bet.
And there you guys have it, folks. That's where this was all birthed.
Because I look out the window, look at that. I was like, man, we riding by Foxy's. It's like, what about Foxy?
And then you know what? Mike had a fetish. Remember that Foxy Miyoshi clothing line?
Oh yeah, that's right.
He had a fetish with it, so like.
Oh, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention, because there were Foxy Productions, there was also Foxy Ladies.
That's a fact. Man. Hey, do you know we had Foxy VIP cards to get in parties?
No, because you never gave me one, motherfucker.
And look, you know why? Mo didn't accept him at the door anyway, so it didn't matter. He'd be like, $15.
Mo was a grim reaper at the door.
I got tears in my eyes, yo.
Hey, Marcus would be like, I'll give a damn who you are.
Hey, and then this bang up tonight, we would give him a list on our two-way. I see on the two-way, like, hey, yo.
Oh my God, not the two-way. Y'all niggas thought y'all was it with that when that two-way came out.
You couldn't tell us.
They had a party and got two ways. I got the money that I got. I think I bought speakers.
You bought speakers.
I bought speakers.
We had it's so funny. We had a party for Mo. Me, Mo, and Tay had a party, so Mo and Tay could buy their two ways.
I love it. I mean, listen, where we come from, y'all could have been like, we got to hit these streets to do it, but y'all really had an entrepreneurial hustle spirit in y'all. Y'all had, I want to say kind hearts, because y'all just wanted everybody to have a good time. And also be able to make money in the meantime. So y'all could have went a lot of ways. And the fact that you said that Tay and Marcus decided to throw a party to get to those means, where I know people were selling all kind of stuff to get Timberlands, Jordans. Right. I mean, I was a recipient of some of them gifts.
For sure. But you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it like this though. Like, if you can get it legally, like, I mean, like if you having a party, you having a party with the right people and on the right day. I mean, the money we made as over the time when we sat back and looked at it, like in high school, we made over $100,000. That's the thing people don't understand. Like legally in high school, you know what I'm saying?
As
like
high schoolers.
In high schoolers.
And you know what? And your brand spoke for itself, because once that first party popped off, it was a brand that a Foxy Production was a party to be at.
Right.
You know
and Tay parties, because Tay said everybody always think he part of Foxy, but he's his own self.
He ain't. And you know what though? You know what I'm saying? It's like this. Like I never really went outside of throwing parties with anybody but Tay until my senior year. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Tay like my cousin. So when it came to Tay, it was like, all right, Tay, I'll throw a party with you, but like nobody outside of Tay could get me to throw a party with him. The first person that did it was Nisha. I had a party with Nisha, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, it was kind of like my senior year. Mike was gone. Greasy was doing all kind of stuff. Moden was getting everything. So I just kind of had parties with random people, but it was more of me trying to groom the next people. So like Lil Al and all them.
Yeah.
Like Lil Al and them came up after us. Like shout out to Lil Al and them, man.
Shout out to Lil Al.
Let's call him Al. Let's just call him Al. You feel me?
You know, guys, you really established a brotherhood. It was beautiful to see in real time. It is also beautiful to see it 20 years later, in my adult eyes, to see that y'all still rocking and rolling, to see that y'all still try to have productions, not only in Flint, with the tailgate stage. You know, you had after parties for that and pre-parties, and even where you all live now in Houston. With the Flint to Houston and the things that y'all try to do to stay connected, not only to the city, but to one another. And that is beautiful. Again, especially where we come from, where there was death on every hand, murders on every end. And you guys were able to be college educated Black men, attend HBCUs. You guys are active fathers in your children's lives. You are active in your siblings and your family's lives. You're active in your communities. You're active in your alumni. And that should be saluted, celebrated, honored. So I honor both of you guys and all the men through Foxy Productions, Ed, Marcus, Greasy, everybody that was there. Brian Lyons, because he was on the flyer.
Hey, Tim's birthday today. So shout out to Tim. Tim's birthday today. Shout out to
Happy
Tim.
birthday, Tim! For his 40th birthday.
Tim birthday today. And you know what? I'd be an asshole if I didn't say this. Stacey Chaney birthday today too. That's my dog.
Happy birthday, beautiful to the beautiful Stacey Chaney. There was a video vixen fine before it was a thing.
Hey, that's my twin. That's my twin. You feel me? That's my dog. That's my
Happy
twin.
Birthday, Stacey. So we're gonna close out the show. Thank you all for being guests on the show. Make sure you guests out there. The information will be down in the notes, but visit HBCU Only so that you too can raise your bar for HBCU celebrations and any and all celebrations. In true Tynee Talks fashion, we're going to have our shout outs. So Stacey and Mike, please give us your shout outs before we close out.
You want to go first? Well, you go first. All right, bet. Hey, I'm going to bless us both. Uncle Nearest.
Shut up. I'm already on it.
Uncle Nearest.
I'm already on Uncle Nearest.
Hey, Fawn Weaver. We, so I'm doing this Honeyland event this weekend. I want to bump into her, and I'm going to ask her to be a sponsor for Tynee Talks. I'm gonna ask her to be a sponsor for HBCU Only. We this is all I drink is Uncle Nearest.
And it go down smooth.
It go down smooth. The 56, the 84. I don't really like, I like the 56 better than 84, but shout out to Fawn Weaver, man. She's doing her thing. She just bought a vineyard, I want to say, in France. So they're gonna be, like expanding from whiskey and doing wines and spirits. So she's doing her thing. So Fawn Weaver, we need your support. Tynee Talks, HBCU Only. Hey, let's pull out that checkbook, baby.
Let's pull it out, baby.
That's my shout out.
All right, I'm gonna keep mine. I keep mine real simple. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Reese. If you don't know Reese, Reese is our brother that went to Texas Southern with me. That you can't tell me that he ain't.
His name is Teddy.
Yeah, call him Teddy P.
Shout out to Teddy P.
Yeah, shout out to Teddy P. Let me see. Anybody went to HBCU? I mean, I'm big on HBCUs. You heard me? She done dropped the mic now.
Drop the mic.
I done dropped the mic. I don't really care what school you went to. Like, I like all of them, man. I got a niece to go to Morgan State. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jazz. Shout out to Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Just anybody, man. Anybody I ever been cool with. You feel me? Like, I can't forget Reese because Reese can't be here, right? Because he would be here with us right now, but he ain't here with us. Shout out to Bedrock because they're my dogs. Shout out to Los and Jason. Shout out to Ainsley and Bad Penny. You feel me? Shout out to JT.
If you're gonna shout out Ainsley, you gotta shout out Ainsley and Ashley.
I said Ainsley. I said AT. That's both of them.
Okay.
Honestly, anybody from Flint who's doing something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anybody. Like,
you know, because if you're from Flint and you're doing something positive and you on your grind and your hustle and you take care of your kids, I'm gonna fuck with you.
I'm gonna fuck with you. Like, I don't have no beef with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no beef. Shout out to all the local people coming up. You know what I'm saying? Just doing their own thing, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of us doing stuff different places. Like you in Dallas, we in Houston. You know, there's a lot of y'all out there. Shout out to D-Town Coney. Shout out to Wink them that do the Flint to Dallas.
Shout out to Wink and Vision and Money Motive. Huh?
Yeah, shout them out. You heard me? Yeah.
Wink and John. Wink is so sweet. Like, I can call Wink right now. She's like, "What's up, Mike?" So sweet. Hey,
so it's a
Wink and John. I love y'all.
Yeah, we love y'all too. Like, it's a hustle. Everybody has their own little hustle of whatever they're doing. But like, the thing of it is it's all about support. Like, even Greasy being in Dallas doing his clothing thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Greasy.
Shout out to Greasy.
Shout out to Greasy. Charles Greer.
Carlos Zanetta. You heard me?
Check out Greasy stuff.
Check him out. Matter of fact, shout out to Phil. Let me shout out Phil because we just talked to Phil. Phil Loving. Hey, look.
Listen, shout out to Danielle and the Hoop Mob making this.
Hey, shout out to Hoop Mob. You hear me? Shout them out. I don't even got no earrings, but every time I see somebody with hoops, I be like, hey, you ever been on Hoop Mob? They be like, what you know about that? I be like, hey, I know Kwani. Look, hey, I know Kwani.
Right, we know Kwani.
I know Kwani.
She's professional now. It's Danielle.
Yeah, she Danielle. But I know Kwani. You know what I'm saying? So really, like, when it comes to us, man, like, as one thing people sit back and say, they always, like you said it a couple times, like, me and Mike been friends forever and a day. One thing that we ain't finna get in between us
is money and hoes.
Money and hoes. You feel me? That's the rule. You want to stay friends with somebody forever? Don't
let money and hoes get between y'all. I love it.
That's true. Because like, at the end of the day, it's like this. It's like most people you get into it with, or people that get into it with over time, that's what it end up being. It's either money or hoes.
Or women.
Or you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. And it's like, man, I've been knowing this dude 20 years, 25 plus years. Like, I talked to his mama like he talked to my mama type stuff. Like,
I'll tell his mama.
Yeah, I'll tell his mama.
You got to.
Like, but we ain't finna beef. And if we do beef, it's not gonna be in a social media standpoint where everybody like, oh, Stacey and Mike beefing. No, it's between me. It's between me and him, which is rare. Yeah. But I mean, everybody have disagreements. We grown. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all about progression. Send the next person. Shout out to Quavis. You already know that's our dog.
Shout out to Ashley and Quavis Coleman. Shout out to Drake.
Drico.
Yes.
Midwest County. Shout out.
Midwest County.
Hey, we
shout out to everybody. All right, y'all. We gotta go. But I thank y'all so much for joining me today.
Yeah, everybody.
LaQuayla.
Shout out to Doctor.
Doctor.
Put that DR.
Listen, y'all, we gonna be shouting out everybody for the rest of the eternity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to do like a B-roll, like the screen of like everybody.
I'm gonna see if I can add that at the end credits of this episode.
Here you go. Do my finger.
Okay. I got y'all. And again, thank you guys for tuning in to the Tynee Talks podcast, the podcast that educates and entertains, the podcast where you come to laugh. Of course, we did a lot of laughing today. And of course, learn. Be sure to shout out to support HBCUonly.com. It's going across the screen right now. And thank you so much, Stacey Williams and Mr. Michael Smith. And shout out to Dawn and Uncle Nearest. You up here doing promo like I'm getting paid for it, but that's coming.
Gotta be patient. It's coming.
Goodbye, y'all.
All right, tonight. Love you tonight.
I love you too, guys.
All right, bye.
Wait, don't hang up.